Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you been trying to speak English for years, but still feel stuck? You watch videos, you learn rules, you remember grammar, but when it's time to talk, your mind becomes silent. You know simple words like go, eat, sleep, want. But when someone speaks fast, duh, or when you have to reply, you freeze, you panic, you forget, and maybe, deep down, you feel like something is wrong with you. But I want to tell you the truth today. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not lazy. You're not slow. You're just tired of grammar, and I understand. Grammar has hundreds of rules. Past tense, future perfect, passive voice, conditionals. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. So why are you trying to master grammar before you even speak? Today, I want to show you another path. A simple path. A real path. You can speak English without grammar. Yes, without focusing on grammar rules. Sounds crazy? I know. But hear me out, thousands of people are doing it. I've seen it. I've taught it. And today, I'll teach it to you. Because the secret to speaking English is not grammar. It's something else. It's how you listen, how you practice, how you train your brain and free your mouth. So if you're tired of feeling nervous, tired of stopping yourself, if you just want to speak with simple words, simple sentences, and strong confidence, then this video is for you. Stay with me till the end. Don't skip. This video might change the way you think, and it might finally help you do what you've been trying to do for years. Be in Kesharif. Grammar blocks the mouth. Zeng. Let's be honest. Grammar sounds important. And in school we were told again and again you must learn grammar first. Present, simple, past perfect, future continuous. Subject-verb agreement, so you opened your books, you repeated rules, you memorized tenses. But when someone asked you, "How are you?" you said nothing. You smiled. You froze. Your brain became blank. Why? Because grammar was sitting inside your head like a wall. It blocked your mouth. You were thinking about rules instead of speaking words. You were remembering sentences instead of feeling them. This happens to millions of learners. They study for years. They know what a modal verb is. They understand articles, prepositions, and complex sentences. But they still can't speak freely. They hesitate. They pause. They say, "My English is not good." But that's not true. Their grammar is good, but their speaking is locked. And grammar is the key that's keeping the door closed, not open. Let me tell you something powerful. Grammar is not bad. But grammar is not the beginning. If you want to speak English, grammar is not step 1. Grammar is step 5, step 6, dust, maybe even step 10. The first step is sound. It's rhythm. It's connection. It's freedom. When a child learns a language, do they start with grammar books? No. They listen. They watch. They play. They copy sounds. They say wrong sentences like, I goed there. But people smile. They keep all smordial. They keep talking, and slowly their brain corrects itself, not through grammar, but through exposure. Why are we afraid to learn like children? Why are we afraid to speak with mistakes? Because school made us scared. Because someone laughed once. Because grammar rules feel like chains. But let me tell you now, you can speak English with mistakes. You can speak wrong English and still be understood. And that is power. Your goal is not to speak perfectly. Your goal is to speak freely. Let that sentence sit in your heart. Say it with me, Bidrand. My goal is not perfect English. My goal is free English. Now breathe. When you try to speak English, and your brain says, is that correct? Is this the right tense? What if I sound stupid? I want you to say, it's okay. I will speak anyway. Because fluency comes from freedom, not from fear. Grammar creates fear when it comes too early. You don't have to throw grammar away. You can keep it. You can learn it slowly, in writing, in reading, in advanced practice. But when you speak, I want you to relax. Forget the rules. Forget the past participles. Forget the articles. Just speak. I go shop. Good, I eat rice. Great. He like coffee. No problem. You are communicating. You are learning. You are growing. Every time you open your mouth, and you let a sentence come out. Even with mistakes, you become stronger. But every time you stay silent because you're unsure of grammar, you become weaker. One do you want? Let me tell you a story. One of my students, Ahmed, came to me after learning English for 2 years. He had excellent grammar, but he never spoke. He was afraid of making mistakes. So I told him, no more grammar, no more corrections. Just talk to me like a child talks to their parent. And he said, but I make mistake. I said, yes. That's why you'll grow week after week. He spoke broken sentences. After 1 month, he could speak for 10 minutes without stopping. After 3 months, he was having full conversations. Today, he teaches other people. Did he become perfect in grammar? No. Did he become fluent in English? Yes. Why? Because he chose freedom first. So I want to give you permission today. Permission to speak badly. Permission to speak freely. Hi. Permission to say what's on your mind, even if the grammar is not correct. Because fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being brave. Let grammar come later. Let grammar be your friend, not your master. Right now, just open your mouth. Say one sentence. Say one idea, even if it's wrong. Because every wrong sentence you speak brings you one step closer to being right. And every time you speak, even with fear, you build the courage that grammar can never give you. Grammar can't make you speak. Only you can. And you just did. Let's keep going. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to think in English and stop thinking about English. That's where real fluency begins. Let's continue. Pliger Chapter R. Think in English, not about English. Zheng. Let's go deeper now. Have you ever tried to speak English, but before the words come out, your brain says, wait, is it goes or go? Should I use a or an? Is this the correct tense? And while you're thinking, the moment passes. The sentence dies inside your mouth. You smile. You stay silent. Again. This is what I call thinking about English. And this is the main reason why many learners never speak. You see, when you think about English, you're not using the language. You're analyzing it. Ooh. You're turning into a grammar checker, a language scientist, a nervous speaker. You're outside the language, watching it like a puzzle. But when you think in English, everything changes. You stop translating. You stop checking rules. You just speak directly, naturally, like water flowing. So, how can you start thinking in English? Let me show you with a very simple example. If you see an apple, don't think, this is Seb in my language. Now, what is the English word? Apple. And now what's the grammar rule to say I like it? Should I say I am liking or I like? That's thinking about English. Instead, I want you to look at the apple and say, I like apple. Simple. Natural. No translation. No grammar stress. Now, maybe you're thinking, but that's wrong. I should say I like an apple or Roth. I like tapples. Yes, if you're writing a grammar test. But we're not doing that here. We are building fluency, and fluency comes before perfection. So again, say the idea, not the rule. You see your room is clean? Say, my room clean. You're hungry? Say, I hungry now. You want to go outside? Say, I go outside. Ooh. Now I can hear the grammar police shouting, that's incorrect English. But let me ask you, is the meaning clear? Yes. Did you say what you wanted to say? Yes. Did you speak English? Yes, congratulations. You're thinking in English. This is how it starts. Let me give you an honest truth. Fluent speakers don't think of rules every second. But they think in ideas, not grammar. When you say, I like apple, your brain starts to build patterns. When you say it again, I like rice, I like cold water, I like this movie, your brain begins to understand English from the inside. Not from grammar books, not from translations, but from living the language. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. Do you remember how you learned? Did someone give you a book called The Physics of Cycling? No. You sat on the bike. You fell, you tried again, and slowly your body learned the balance. English is the same. You don't need to be correct. You need to be clear. You need to be in it. Not outside of it. I'll tell you about one of my students, Amina. She was about years old, from a small town, and had never spoken English before. She always translated in her head. When she wanted to say, I am going to the market, her brain went like this. Spare deal. Think in native language. Translate word by word. Check grammar. Speak. By that time, the moment was gone, and she said nothing. So I gave her a challenge: no more translation. No more grammar checking. Just speak short, clear sentences in English, like a child. She was scared, but she said, I go market. I smiled. Then she said, I buy food. Then I cook at home. Was it perfect grammar? No. Was it beautiful English? Yes, because it was real. It was her English. After Sanser days, she was speaking freely. Not with perfect grammar, but with perfect confidence. That's when I realized. Madiel, fluency is not about knowing everything. It's about stopping the fear. So I want you to try something right now. Wherever you are, look around and speak sentences in English. Don't worry about grammar. Just say what you see, what you feel, what you do. Example. I sit room. I have phone. I watch video. Done. You just thought in English. Not about English, but in English, that's a big step. Repeat this every day. Speak simple thoughts. Say one sentence when you wake up, one when you drink tea, one before bed. No grammar, no fear. Just flow. This is the turning point for many learners. They realize, I can speak. I just have to stop correcting myself every second. And when that happens, the mouth opens, the fear drops, the voice comes out. So let me leave you with this, Madald. Every time you think about grammar before speaking, you're blocking your mouth. But every time you think in English, even with mistakes, you're building fluency. The next time you want to say something in English, don't ask, is this right? Ask, does this express my thought? If the answer is yes, say it. Say it loud. Say it proud. Say it with your heart, because broken English with courage is better than perfect grammar with silence. Now let's take it further. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to speak small sentences every day. And how just one daily sentence can change your brain, your confidence, and your English forever. Let's keep growing. Chapter 10. Speak small sentences. Every day, Zeng, now it's time for action. You've learned why grammar is blocking your mouth. You've learned how to think in English, not about English. Now we begin something powerful. Something simple. Something you can do every day, even if you have no time, no teacher, no money. Are you ready? Here's the truth. Modant. You don't need a grammar book. You need your voice. And to use your voice. You don't need big vocabulary or complex sentences. You only need small, clear, daily speaking, one sentence. That's it, every day. Just one. It sounds too simple, right? But this is how your brain grows. Let's say today you say, I drink tea. That's your sentence. You say it out loud in the morning. You say it again in the afternoon. You whisper it while making tea. And again before bed. Tomorrow you say, my room is clean. You look around. You say it with feeling. You might even say, I clean my room, or I like clean room. Day by day, you build a habit. You are not learning rules. You are training your mouth. You are training your confidence. You are planting seeds of fluency, one sentence at a time. Let me ask you something. Can you say one sentence today? Just one? Of course you can. Now imagine you do this for Sensor days. Sensor simple sentences. No fear. No grammar stress. Just life. Just voice. Just you on day E, you say, I go now. Day R, I eat, eat rice. Day Sen, I wake up early. Day Sud, I feel tired. Day Wur, I love music. By day Shu, your brain is recognizing patterns. By day Arsers, your tongue is moving faster. By day Sensors, you can connect 2 or 3 sentences. I go shop. I buy bread. I come back home, and suddenly you're speaking. Not perfectly, but clearly, naturally, with confidence. You're not memorizing, you're becoming. Now here's the beautiful part. These sentences are your sentences. They are not from a textbook. They are not forced. They are real. They come from your day, your world, your emotions. That makes them powerful. Because they connect to your life. And when language connects to life, it stays. It grows. It becomes part of you. So now I want to give you a minute speaking exercise right here, right now. Are you ready? Let's do it together. Enk minute speaking exercise unk. Look around your room. Say one sentence about what you see. Go ahead. I'll wait. Maybe you say, I see chair. Good. Say it again. I see chair. Say it slower. Say it faster. Whisper it. Speak it. Feel it. Now say another one. I see window. Excellent. Next, say something about what you are doing. I sit on bed. I hold phone. I watch video. Now say something you feel. I feel calm. I feel sleepy. I feel good. Finally, say what you want. I want tea. I want to sleep. I want more English. That's it. You just spoke Lungtabat's small English sentences. Without grammar books, without fear, and without waiting for perfection. This is your practice. This is your fluency. One day at a time. One sentence at a time. Let me tell you a quick story. My student, Naveed, used to say, I can't speak. I forget everything. I am 0, I told him. Say just one sentence each day. Only one. He laughed. He said, how will that help? I said, trust the process. He started saying, I wake up. Next day I brush teeth. Next day I go work. That's all. After 1 week, he was saying artisan sentences together. After 1 month, he was having small conversations. No grammar study. No big vocabulary. Just his voice. His effort. His courage. And now, he teaches English to kids in his village. He told me something I'll never forget. He said, speaking English is like growing a plant. One sentence is one drop of water. If I give water every day, one day I get flowers. And I believe that's true for you too. So don't wait for the perfect day. Start today. Say one sentence. Say it to your mirror. Say it to your wall. Say it to the sky. Just say it. Wang, because your brain is listening, your tongue is learning, and your confidence is growing. Say it with me now. I speak one sentence every day. I speak with courage, not with fear. I grow my English like a plant. Slow but strong. You are not learning English. You are living English. And that is the best kind of fluency. In the next chapter, we will take this even further. You will learn how to copy real English like a baby learns, by listening, repeating, and feeling. This is how babies become fluent without books. And now, it's your turn. Let's continue. Kuden Kenshus. Copy English like a baby zunk. Let me ask you a simple question. How did you learn your first language? Say Guan. Did you learn it from a grammar book? Did someone give you worksheets and ask you to fill in the blanks? Did you learn what a verb is before you said your first word? Of course not. You learned by listening. You learned by copying. You learned by watching people talk. And then slowly repeating what they said. That's how babies learn. They listen for months before they speak. They don't speak perfect sentences. They speak with broken words, funny grammar, and strange sounds, but guess what? Nobody corrects them. Everybody encourages them, because they know the baby is learning through sound, not grammar. And here's the best part. It works. Babies become fluent. They don't know what past perfect is. They don't care about tenses or rules. They just copy, and they grow. So, here's the big truth I want you to remember today. If babies can do it, so can you. You are not too old. You are not too late. You just need to return to the most natural way of learning a language, copying with your ears, not your eyes. This method is called shadowing. It means you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say. Not with your mind, not by writing, but by using your mouth. Like a shadow follows your body, your voice follows the sound. That's it. It's powerful. It's simple. and it's the closest way to how children become fluent. Let me show you how to do it. We're going to do it right now, together. Live demo, sen sentence. Shadowing practice ek. Here's your job. Listen to me. Then copy my sentence exactly. Don't think. Don't translate. Just repeat. Ready? Sentence E. I am learning English. Now you say it. Go ahead. I am learning English. Good. Again. I am learning English. One more time. With feeling. I am learning English. Perfect. Now sentence R. Doubly speak every day. Now, you. I speak every day. Say it louder. I speak every day again. Faster. I speak every day. Well done. Now sentence sen. I'm not scared of mistakes. You try. I'm not scared of mistakes. Feel the power in that one. Say it again. I'm not scared of mistakes. One last time. Strong and proud. I'm not scared of mistakes. Excellent. See what just happened? You didn't open a grammar book. You didn't memorize anything. You didn't worry about rules. You used your ears and your mouth. And in our midst, you spoke Sanreal English sentences clearly, confidently, naturally. This is the magic of shadowing. This is the power of copying English like a baby. Now, let me tell you what happens if you do this every day. Just 5 minutes. You listen to short English sentences. You pause. You repeat. You copy the sound, the tone, the rhythm. At first, it feels funny. Then your brain starts catching the music of English. Your mouth becomes faster. Your fear becomes smaller. Your confidence grows without even thinking about it. I've seen this with my own students. Like Raza, a taxi driver who never went to school, he used to say, I don't know English. I am uneducated. But I told him, just listen and repeat. No books. No stress. He started listening to short English clips while driving. He shadowed them, word by word. At red lights, he whispered them. At home, he spoke them to his mirror. In our months, he started having basic conversations with tourists. In months, he could explain directions, give suggestions, even make jokes. He still didn't know what past participle means. But he knew what confidence felt like. And that's what I want for you. So here's your daily challenge. Choose sen to woo short English sentences. Listen to them. Pause. Repeat them out loud. 3 times. Do it every day. You can use videos, podcasts, audiosmush, Bodo Compagri 4. You can use pogs, audiobooks, movies, anything with real spoken English. Just remember, don't write. Don't overthink. Just copy. Because your ears are your new teacher, and your mouth is your classroom. This way, English enters your brain the same way it enters a child's brain, through sound. not rules. You don't need more grammar. You need more sound. You need more voice training, not rule training. So from now on, when you hear English, don't just listen. Repeat. Copy. Shadow. Because that's how your fluency grows. And that's how your fear dies. Repeat after me one last time. I learn like a baby. I copy, not correct. I speak with sound, not rules. I am becoming fluent. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You just need practice. Let's keep going. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the biggest enemy of fluency, fear, and how to break it, one word at a time. Let's continue. Banako Sheriff. Woo. Use English without fearing. Let's pause for a moment. You've learned how grammar can block the mouth. You've learned how to think in English. You've started speaking small sentences every day. Every day. You've copied English like a baby. But even with all this progress, there's one more wall to break. Fear. Yes, fear. Fear is the biggest grammar killer in the world. Fear is what stops your tongue. Fear is what makes your brain forget simple words. Fear is what makes you stay silent, even when your heart wants to speak. Let me tell you something very real. Most English learners don't struggle because of grammar. They struggle because of fear. Fear of saying it wrong. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of being judged. Fear of someone laughing. Fear of not finding the right words. Fear of not sounding smart. And let me say this clearly. Your mouth won't open because your heart is scared, not because your grammar is bad. Think about that for a second. It's not your English that's weak. It's your courage that needs support. But how do you remove fear? Do you need confidence first? No. You don't wait for confidence, you create it. By action. Even if your voice shakes, even if your words are broken, even if your grammar is wrong. Let me tell you the story of Mariam. She was a shy woman from a village where English was never spoken. She was always silent in her class. She told me, "I know many words. I understand English. But I never speak. I feel shame." I asked her why. She said, "Because I make mistake. I sound stupid." I looked at her and said, "Mariam, you're not scared of English. You're scared of people." And that changed everything for her. The next day, I gave her a simple challenge. Speak one sentence in front of the mirror. Loud. Even with mistake. She said, "I can't." I said, "Yes, you can. Say you." "I am not afraid, Dondra." She whispered it. Then she said it again. And again. Louder. Louder, with her hands shaking. But she said it. And that was her first victory. 3 months later, she stood in front of Ars's people and introduced herself in English, slowly, nervously, but clearly. That moment, She wasn't perfect, but she was free. So I want to help you do the same. If you feel scared to speak, if you feel nervous before you open your mouth, I want you to remember these 3 powerful sentences. Dadderdode I speak, even with mistakes. I am learning. I don't need to be perfect. My courage is stronger than my fear. Repeat them with me now. Say them out loud. Wherever you are, I speak, even with mistakes. I am learning. I don't need to be perfect. My courage is stronger than my fear. Say them every day. Before you practice, before you talk to someone, before your next English sentence. Because you don't remove fear by thinking. You remove fear by doing. Even if your grammar is wrong, even if your pronunciation is not perfect, even if your sentence is simple, speak anyway. Your goal is not to impress others. Your goal is to express yourself. Your goal is to grow, not to perform. And let me tell you another truth. People don't judge you as much as you think. Most people respect you for trying. They see your effort. They know it's hard, and many will even help you. But even if someone laughs or says something rude, that's not about you. That's about them, their fear, their pain, their small world. You keep going. I had a student named Ali. He worked in a hotel. He wanted to speak English to help tourists, but he was terrified of making mistakes. One day, a guest asked him for directions. He said, "You go right, then big light, go left." He forgot grammar. He mixed words, but the guest smiled and said, "Thank you, my friend. You helped me." That moment changed him. He realized fluency is not perfect English. Fluency is speaking from the heart. And that's what I want you to remember. English is not just a language. It's a tool for connection, a tool for courage, a tool for expressing who you are. Don't let fear take it away from you. So today, I want you to make a promise, a small promise to yourself. Say, I will speak. Even if I'm scared, I will speak. Even if I make mistakes, I will speak, because I am learning and I am alive. And that is enough. Remember, fear will not disappear in one day. But every sentence you speak is a punch to fear. Every time you speak, fear becomes smaller, and your power becomes bigger. Let's keep speaking. Let's keep growing. Let's become louder than fear. In the next and final chapter, I will teach you how grammar fits into this journey. Not as a burden, but as a light seasoning, like salt, not rice. Stay with me. We are almost there. Dum Keshem. Dum Kashif. Grammar comes later. Like salt, not rice. Ank. Take a deep breath. Learned to speak small sentences. You've copied like a baby. You've stopped overthinking grammar. Now it's time for one powerful idea. Grammar comes later. Like salt, not rice. Let's talk about food for a moment. Imagine a plate of rice. Warm, soft, filling. Rice is the main meal. Now imagine you sprinkle a little salt on top. Just enough to add taste. But would you ever eat a spoon of salt by itself? Would you fill your plate with salt and call it dinner? Of course not. Now think of your English. Fluency is rice. Grammar is salt. But many learners make this mistake. They fill their plate with salt. They study grammar rules all day. They memorize irregular verbs. They correct every mistake. They worry, should I say I have gone or I went? They have a plate full of salt, but no rice. That's why they're hungry. That's why they can't speak. That's why their brain feels tired. Because grammar is seasoning, not the main course. Let this truth sink deep down. Grammar supports fluency. But grammar does not create fluency. You don't become a runner by reading books about running. You run. You sweat. You fall. You breathe hard. That's fluency, and then, slowly, you learn how to run better, how to improve your posture, how to breathe deeper. That's grammar. Grammar has a place. It's not evil. It's not useless. But its place is after fluency, not before. So what should you do with grammar now? Here's your simple answer to Nand. Use it later. Use it slowly. Use it lightly. When you write, check grammar. When you read, notice sentence patterns. When you listen, catch how natives speak. But when you speak, let grammar sleep. Let the words come from your mouth, freely, naturally. Broken English is not broken communication. In fact, broken English often leads to stronger connections. Because when you speak from your heart, people feel it. They don't care if your past perfect is wrong. They care that you're trying. They care that you're there. Let me tell you about Jamal. He was obsessed with grammar. Every time he spoke, he corrected himself. Yesterday sorry, I went, no. I had gone, never mind. His sentences died halfway. His confidence died too. One day, he said to me, I studied grammar for 5 years, but I can't talk. I told him, because you were learning salt. You never made rice. He was silent. I said, for the next Sanser days, speak. Don't fix anything. Just speak. He said, but what if I'm wrong? I said, good. That means you're finally free. He took the challenge. Week 1, messy English. Week 2, more words, less fear. Week 3, longer sentences. Week 4, real conversations. And now? Jamal works in customer service for an international company, fluent. Confident. Still learning, but never silent again. Because he understood this, you don't need grammar to begin. You need courage, practice, and patience. So let's break it down. When should you use grammar? When you're writing an email or a message. When you're editing your thoughts. When you're preparing for formal exams. When you're at an advanced level and want to polish. When should you? Not worry about grammar when you're speaking with friends, when you're practicing out loud, when you're in the early stages of fluency, when you're trying to build confidence. If you wait for grammar to be perfect, you will never speak. But if you start speaking now, grammar will come slowly, quietly, in the background. Language is a living thing. It grows when used, not when analyzed. And here's the final motivation. Fluency is not the reward for perfect grammar. Fluency is the reward for speaking every day without fear. So today you don't need a grammar book. You don't need a red pen. You don't need permission. You need only this, a small sentence, a quiet room or a mirror, a voice that says, I am learning, and a heart that says, I am ready. This is the end of the grammar trap, and the beginning of your real journey. You are no longer a grammar student. You are now a speaker. And your English? It's not broken. It's becoming. So go now. Speak your rice. Sprinkle a little salt when needed. And keep your plate full of courage. You're not chasing grammar anymore. You're building your voice. That is the real fluency. And it starts now. If this video gave you peace, gave you courage, don't just close it and walk away. Do something small, but powerful. Write one small English sentence in the comments. Kink? Just one. Say, I will speak without fear. Say, I will talk, even with mistakes. Let your words be seen, not judged, not graded, just heard. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. And share it with one friend who is also scared to speak. Someone who hides their voice because they think grammar matters more than courage. Tell them this truth: grammar is not the enemy. Silence is. And today, you broke that silence. You spoke. You tried. You took one step forward.